Okay, well, hey neighbors, welcome to the shed shop. Do you like my messy hair? The curls are really starting to come in, but the problem is I can't take care of my hair because I can't reach well enough with both hands, so it gets neglected a lot. We'll see what happens. That being said, I have a STIHL 500i on my bench, the first one that this shed shop has seen. But there's not much we're doing to it. It's a big job, but it's not a big job. We have a bar stud that has snapped off right at the surface, and we're gonna try and fix it and show you how we would normally do that and what you can do to fix it. Okay, it does require some special tools. Usually there are some redneck ways you can drill a hole and use like a wood screw, and that is one way to you have to have a left-handed thread. Okay, I'm sorry, wait a minute. Yes, a left-handed thread drill bit, and then you screw your screw in, and then you can, I'm trying to think, yeah, screw it in left-handed thread, and then when you turn it to the right, it's tight. I can't, damn it, I messed that all up. Sorry, neighbors, I am so distracted. I'll have to show you that process another day on a cheaper saw or a cheaper project. I did just botch that all. And maybe we'll edit it, maybe we won't. You guys know how I am. Chit. So, lots going on. When you do your neighbor dirty, say you're sorry and make it right. You see, the problem is, you tell people, this is who I am. If I do you dirty, I'll tell you. You show people good character. You have dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens of fantastic customer references, many of them being you guys. Thanks, neighbors. But positive feedbacks. I have 77 and 8-year-old men tell me they've never ever ever in their lives, as they've watched the world go to shit, but it used to be a better world, received the exceptional service, the personal service that they received from me. And that says volumes for the generation my age and older than me. You know. Respect was around a lot more in this country 20 years ago and 30 years ago and 40 years ago. Okay, and it's dying. What is the definition of respect? Well, not what us men throw it around like you disrespected me. We act like it's not about feelings. Respect is defined as regard for one's feelings, emotions, attributes, skills, talents, time, etc. Disrespect is obviously the opposite, a disregard for one's feelings, emotions, skills, talents, time, attributes, etc. Okay, that's blatantly what it is. Okay, this kid across the street that's only a couple years younger than me, Blake, y'all have seen me build a few saws for him and work on some of his shit on the channel. He brings me shit and then wants really nice things back in return. And it doesn't happen that way. Okay? When you bring me, is that crankcase over here? You guys have seen it. The whole side of his 55 crankcase was blown out. And I was honest with my neighbor. I said, dude, the amount I'll have to charge you to redneck that shit, the amount of time it's going to take, the saw's not worth it because it needs so much other stuff. And then when he found out what I was going to be asking for that saw, yesterday I find out, obviously, even though he never said nothing, he's pissed off about it. But here's why he's pissed off. He doesn't see I have $358 in parts in that saw alone. That's not to mention the 40 or 50 hours of work. Okay? And that's not to mention, on top of all that manual work, I've probably got 20 hours of research into finding certain parts because I didn't want to buy certain parts aftermarket. There's certain stuff I will not use aftermarket. Okay? I only use aftermarket if I trust it, if I know it, if I've used it. And again, there's certain parts I just won't use aftermarket. Intake boots is one of them. Even on the small saws, I have found. Everybody says, oh, Farmertechs are good, this are good, that are... No, they're not. Sorry, neighbors. I like a lot of Farmertech products. Their intake boots suck. They're a joke. Everybody's are. If they're not OEM, they're garbage. They're plastic. It's supposed to be rubber. Okay? Fuel lines are a little bit different. Okay? Aftermarket fuel lines, you know, the way I see it, wearable parts, if I have a sprocket that's OEM that I will have to replace in 12 months, and it costs me $40, but I can get an aftermarket sprocket for $10 and replace it every 6 months, I'm spending half the money even though I have to do it twice a year. Anybody should be able to change a sprocket. It's literally pop a clip off, pull a washer, pull your sprocket, pull your bearing, put the new shit back on. It's so simple. That being said, if you flood your saw, don't get mad and keep pulling cord. Okay, here's what this kid said. Again, I'm going to tell you guys the story again, I guess, real quick, and then we're going to get to this job. This might be a long video, but y'all know me. A lot of you say you like the talking more than the work, so shit, I'll talk. He brought me that 55, and then when I told him, Blake, I really think it's going to be too much money to fix this saw for you, but I'll give you a little bit of trade since it's got a good motor, okay? And I gave him a high trade value offer on that saw, and initially he said okay, but then he got an 026 from a friend, and he was told it only needed a fuel line. And so the deal was he was going to trade the 55 for the labor on the 026 doing the fuel line, okay, and servicing it. And I pulled the muffler on the 026 to vac pressure test the saw after I have replaced the fuel line, because I'm going by what my neighbor said. It just needs a damn fuel line. The thing was running, the fuel line cracked, it stopped running. Obviously, he got lied to by his friend on this free chainsaw. It had a roached motor. Here it is, neighbors, still sitting with its roached motor. There's this broken ass Husqvarna 55 that I've got $358 into that won't run right, and I just haven't even diagnosed it yet because I know it had a bad bearing. I bought another crankcase. God said bearings were good. I played with them in the beginning. They sound fine. As soon as I pulled that quarter over the first time, I was like, yep, just like the first 028 I built him. It's got a damn bad bearing, okay? I don't always replace bearings. In crankcases especially, if it's a clamshell, I'll pretty much always do it because it's easier. But in the clamshells, when you have to split a case, and that's an extra $20 bill on a gasket, if the bearings feel really, really, really good, I don't typically do it. But that was still going to be a low budget saw compared to my normal price on a saw like that, and so I didn't replace bearings, and one of them's bad. So here's what happened. When that 026, when I was devastated. You guys can watch the footage. And this kid is saying this is not who I am. Yet it's on the internet, even though he doesn't see it. Because he doesn't take his time to watch my channel. The kid has done me dirty so much. Do you guys know I gave him a prize? Because he was in need for a chain. The LC70 chain or whatever I had that was from Tractor Supply on, I think it was the Johnson Red video. I went ahead and gave him that chain. And I said, neighbor, just go watch this video. Like it, and then comment what it says to comment for the chain. That's how you pay for the chain. Okay? He never did. Made excuse after excuse after excuse after excuse. First his phone wouldn't work. Then his computer wouldn't work. Then he couldn't get on my channel. And then he couldn't sign into this. And then this wouldn't work. And then that wouldn't work. And I'll send him links. And oh, I can't click links. Send it to my email. I send it to his email. I'll never get him to hold his word. He gave me his fucking word. You guys have to understand something. Your most valuable thing on this earth is your time. To me, my most valuable thing on this earth is my fucking word. My word. Old men, you know what the hell I'm talking about. Even though most of you, my word's stronger than yours. Sorry, not sorry. I'm so tired of holding back my good character that I know I have. Because people say I'm self-righteous, or I'm that, or I'm this, or I'm saying I'm better than you. No! I'm exposing my wretched, horrible, one of the worst offenders on earth, shitty character to you too. Confessing horrible, wretched sins like beating my wife to you. I didn't beat her, but we might as well call it that. You put your hands on another human being, even if they hit you first in a spousal relationship, well, they beat you and then you beat them. No matter who beat who first, it's still beating. It's still not acceptable, not okay. Nothing excuses beating your spouse. Nothing excuses negatively putting your hands on your spouse. If you want to beat your spouse in bed, that's fun. Maybe. Depends on who you are. That's fine. But in violence, we don't do it to each other. But it happens. And I'll tell you guys. Why? Because confess your sins one to another, whether the fucking Bible's real or not. I don't give a shit. It's still the way I feel I should do it. Naturally. So, wow. We're 10-minute rambling. Nobody's going to see the 500 except my loyal subscribers. Too bad you guys left. You know how many people left already? Like 55. That's the only people the YouTube will allow to see my shit anymore. Like 25 to 55 people. And then they basically take it out of the algorithm and that video ceases to exist essentially. Unless you dig really, 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 really deep for it. I see you, Adam Hayes. See? I get distracted just like that. A message cost me my thought. Let's see. I think I went off on a side note and that's what happened. Yeah, so I confessed my shitty character. But I'm telling my good character too. And so here's what happens next. I'm devastated. I have to go tell this guy, your saw's roached. Because he's constantly borrowing saws. Okay, and multitudes of times he's asked me to borrow saws, but it seems like every time he intentionally did it when I wasn't home. I don't know. Every time he ever asked me to borrow a saw, I wasn't home. And I'm almost always home because I hate going anywhere. Because I hate people. Don't take that wrong. I don't like dealing with people because they're assholes. Most of yous, honestly. They're shitty. And they have such a fucking lower moral compass than me, and such a lower understanding of humbleness, and how pride destroys, and how you just have to say you're sorry when you're wrong. So many people, once they realize they're wrong, they come at you even harder. Just say you're sorry. Nobody cares. Big deal. You're a fucking human. You flooded your saw, got mad, broke the rope. Fine. You don't have to say I did you dirty. Okay, so we're getting to that. I have to tell this story. Fuck it. I don't know. It's the way it is. I have to get it out. I've got like 9 fucking saws I have to get done today. I'm in agonizing pain. I'm miserable. I'm going on an hour's sleep. I've been puking up even my water. Don't know what's going on. The doctor's shot made me horribly miserable. So 55 is mine. 026 is mine. Because he mentioned he likes the STIHL 028, and I said, well, shit, neighbor. I never, ever, ever, ever trade 2 shit saws for a good saw, especially an 028. But I will do you a solid, and I'll build you a STIHL 028, because I got tons of random 028 parts, and I could probably build a couple saws out of all that shit. Okay? So, but he knows I'm busy as hell. I don't know when it'll be done. I'll get it done as soon as possible. Well, because of the small space and everything else, I really struggled and got flustered with his saw a lot because it's all in bins, on the porch, outside, in here, under this, under that. 18 hours one night after I'd done like 5 hours the last time on his saw. And I knew at this point it had a bad bearing, okay? But my whole thing was I did not have 028 bearings, and I am still waiting on them. From either, I don't remember if I did Highway or Formatech or some Australians or something. But I ordered those bearings before Rob Weaver ever purchased his saw. He could tell you that was months ago. He's got it now. But I was hoping just because to do the bearings in his saw to show you guys. But Rob Weaver's saw is fantastic bearings in it. All of that 064 Fever lot. Them saws were ugly and left outside and worked hard. However, they were in fantastic internal condition, and the guy was a mechanic and machinist, so he took care of the internals. He just didn't care that his saws were dirty and what they look like, and he didn't care about leaving them under his lien-all. Okay, so then I find out why I spent 18 hours overnight working on his saw, and pushed myself not to give up and work on something easier. His best friend's mom died, and he told me it was like his second mom. I just wanted him to have some happiness. So I get this whole fucking saw together, and I call him up. I said, "Hey Blake, can you come over to the house?" Never does this guy ever show up. I should be saying kid. He doesn't like being called kid, but he acts like a fucking child. You act like a bitch, you get treated like a bitch. Blake Frelix. You act like a child, you get treated like a child. You get called a child. So this kid never shows up to my house right away. For some reason this night he did. And I thought, fuck it. Maybe it was selfish of me. But when saws don't start, you guys, after I rebuild them, it's hard. And so I said, fuck it. I said, you want to face the battle with me, Blake? Let's see if your saw starts. He said, okay. He knew about the bad bearing, but the deal was, when I got my new building up, I would build him a real nice saw, okay? I would basically do a real nice crankcase, okay? Hopefully powder coat and everything if I was able to set up that far. And then take his other saw and put everything outside around the new. Because it's not the prettiest stuff, but it's stout and it's strong parts, okay? Just somebody had pre-painted stuff and, you know, paint missing and everything else. But I figured, here's your saw, you can get your chores done. It didn't start while he was here. Why? I flooded it. I know that's what happened, because the next morning I'm like, I don't understand. I didn't hear that saw pop. But it started right up. So I'll tell him the saw's running, and then I had flooded it. He comes and picks the saw up. We started up in my driveway, and we cut a few logs with it. He takes it home. 2 days later, I'll get a message that his saw, he cut a half-inch board with it. Well, a 2-inch wide by half-inch wide piece of wood with it. And the saw died and wouldn't restart. I got that saw back, and it had all kinds of fucking issues that were just like, almost like somebody intentionally did these things to this saw. Air filter seized on, bar studs holding the carb stripped out. I've never seen bar studs on an 028 aluminum tank strip out after they were inspected and verified that they were in there nice and tight, and then the carb put on and the saw put together by me especially. Okay, that being said, that was the case. But I couldn't get that saw started either. But a couple days later, saw started. So guess what happened? He flooded the shit out of that saw. But I didn't say nothing. I took the brother to Rob Weaver's 028 that we did a super on, and I have 064 fever neighbors. And I gave Blake that one on her saw. I worked like 12 or 16 hours breaking that saw down for you guys. And then I showed you the install of the top end, and the rest I did myself with music on, cleaning it. I took my time. I was meticulous. I checked ring gap for him. I checked squish for him. I did base gasket delete. I did one of the best fucking muffler port jobs I've done on an 028 ever for him. Okay? I even went through and painted his fucking muffler, I think. I can't remember. But 2 days later, I get the same fucking story. Oh, let me back up. I gave him a $100 vintage case with that saw, and when he came over, our deal has changed a few times, and he wants to think we're still stuck on the first deal. Well, the first deal is, bitch, you owe me $358 in parts for that fucking saw, plus $250 labor. Okay, the deal consistently changed, and verbal contracts are binding. However, it's like making an amendment. If you make a new deal, that's the new contract. Okay, there's changes to it. And so Blake and I's deal has changed multiple times, basically because he has nothing but trash and doesn't want to spend any money on a saw. But I thought I'd be nice to the kid. He's had a rough life, it seems. Okay, he seemed nice. Jonathan Luna, are you still fucking watching, neighbor? That's why I told you. Didn't seem like the type of kid that would pick on a man with a stutter as a child. But that's why I told you I believe you. And now I know I believe you. I believed you before, but I really fucking believe you now. He's that kind of shitty. The names they've been calling and everything. Yeah, he's that kind of human being. Okay? So, basically, I have one bolt on my AC system on my van that I cannot do because of my disability. I just can't, you guys. There's certain things, just when I force myself to twist and bend my shoulders and my body certain ways, turning my arms this way to reach a wrench or this or that, reaching over this way with my arm across my body. Agony. Agony. And because nobody helped me last year when I did that bolt, I told Blake Fralix, I'd like to give you this one owner 028 Wood Boss. And I'd like to give you this vintage case with it too. But it's a one owner saw. And it's not our deal. Our deal was you got a Frankensteel 028. I said, so I need 1 hour of labor. And when I offered him the Frankensteel 028 even, we agreed he was going to give me a couple hours labor. He was going to come help me with some shit. Okay? Never happened. He comes over and randomly decides to bush hog my pond after saying he was going to do it 8 months ago. Okay? Runs over my only apple tree that I paid $65 for and have had to baby for an entire year after planting it in this shit ground to make sure it lives. Claims he offered to fix it, but he didn't. He barely even said he was sorry. Even though he knows how important that apple tree was to me. Because it's food that I grow. Okay? And he never offered to even pay for it. Okay? Never even felt bad. I could tell. He didn't give a shit about my tree. Didn't care. Knows I babied it for a year. Didn't care. Okay? So, he agreed. Monday night, a week or so ago, would be the night he'd come over and help me for an hour. And he specifically worded it this way, because this is what always happens. Life. Right? That's what he calls it, life. Well, no. You just hide from your family a lot. Tell me your phone doesn't work, and then I'll catch you on phone calls on your phone all the time. Tell me you can't receive audio messages, but yet I see you listening to audio text messages fucking at your family's house down the road as I drive by. Or stop in. Okay? All kinds of lies and deception. But nonetheless, he told me I'll make sure I tell everybody else, because I told him, Blake, you pick the time and date, but I need you here, neighbor. I need you. I need your word, and I need you to do this for me. If you say you're going to do it, you have to do it. Or you break our deal and you break your word to me yet again. And he gave me his fucking word in front of 2 witnesses and on cameras. Okay, because my house security camera did so happen to pick up the one on the corner here. The only one that's actually not hidden. I have 2 that are kind of obvious. One of them is semi-hidden. It's one of those, looks like a motion light, but it's actually got a camera in the center. It's not a solar panel, neighbors. Just so you know, it seems pretty fucking obvious to me that it's 2 cameras. But anyway, some people are dumb, I guess. That being said, Monday night, I waited. Blake never shows up. I'm checking my mail about 6 o'clock, 6:30 at night. And he pulls into my driveway at the end there and says, I ain't forgot about you. Just life. And I said, well, shit, man, fuck it. Instead of working on my AC with me, come sit down and let's talk about it. He never came back. So he did me real filthy fucking dirty. 2 days after that, 1 day actually, 2 days after he picked up his saw, his one owner 028 saw, Rob Weaver can attest to this. He sent me a video. He opened his saw out of the box. Petrol magically filled the tank. One pull pop. Rob Weaver knew that saw popped. And he flips the lever up to half choke. 1, 2. That's it. His saw fired up. But on that first pull it pops. I miss it. And I do 028s non-stop. Beauport 1. Same shit. 028. Flooded his fucking saw. 3 mechanics. The very moment he called and cursed me. Saw the video he sent me. I said, what do you think happened? Oh, he flooded that shit. Hands down. All of you neighbors. This all sounds flooded. Damn, this is a long-ass fucking intro. Wow, neighbors, so sorry. This is a long job, too, so you know what? I might have to change this to a Shed Shop update or some shit. So I get the same message from Blake about this 028. Now, mind you, remember, the Frankensteel 028, I built him. Bad bearing, but we ran it, and cut with it in my driveway. Somewhere on this channel, I'm talking about how devastated I was when that saw didn't start. Somewhere I know the fucking footage is there. He takes it home, and 48 hours later I get a message saying the saw won't run right. I said, it just started in the driveway, Blake. It probably just flooded. And so he brings it over, but he had told me I cut a 2-inch by a 1/2 inch board, and the saw died and wouldn't start again. The one owner, 028, he told me the identical fucking story. Identical, neighbors. Identical. Okay? And then the pull cord broke. I am 95% certain that I did replace that pull cord, but it was a long night. I was working hard. Yes, partially because I needed that boy's help. Okay? I have no neighbors helping me physically with their 2 hands. None of them. You know how many of my neighbors owe me fucking favors right now? You know my neighbors owe me manure, owe me topsoil, owe me gravel, owe me labor hours. Most of my neighbors on my street owe me that shit. Or cash. And I don't ever say shit. I just try and keep letting them do right. And I'll occasionally mention, hey, when you gonna bring that manure by? Hey, you got that dump trailer of gravel yet that we traded for? None of them. But they're all the same family. That's the fucked up part. Most of them. Not all, sorry. Most of them. That being said, he messages me, and this is where he fucked up. Okay? He said I did him dirty on that saw. On both saws. And I need to make it right. And then yesterday he cusses me because I was going to sell that 55 for $400 potentially. Neighbor, I'm $358 deep into that bitch. And over 40 hours. 60 if you add my research time. Probably 70 if you add all the time I had to sit up at the Husqvarna dealer and wait to be fucking waited on. Okay? Why would you get mad that I take a used piece of shit, non-running, broken ass saw, put $358 into it in 70 hours, and sell it for $400? Why? Why? Neighbors, honestly, tell me this shit. It makes no sense. And then, you know, just that's gonna be it on that. So that's what I'm dealing with Neighbor Blake, just so you all know. Okay, and there's a lot more to it, a lot more, but you're not here for that shit on this video, damn it, so sorry. Okay, I'll try to clip in an intro to this that says, fast forward this much time if you want to get straight to the 500i, because I'm about to tell a 30-minute story. Let's turn down to the bench and get to work on this 500i, damn it, neighbors. Okay, here's the 500i finally, guys. So sorry about the long story. But the ones of you that YouTube actually allows to see my videos seem to like it. So I guess I'll keep doing it because you guys are loyal. And you get what you want if you're my subscriber as best I can. Even if the channel never gets monetized. And even if I have to keep supporting the channel largely by myself. Thanks to those neighbors that are donating to help the channel, and thanks to those neighbors that are unable to financially donate, that donate with your comments, with your view hours, and with your encouraging words, because that's just as valuable, if not more valuable, than financial contribution. That's not to say I don't need financial contribution. I just don't ask for it a lot, because when I do, I don't get it usually. Daryl Johnson, are you there, neighbor? Oh, no, you're there, neighbor. Of course you are. You watch every single one of my damn videos. Sometimes I wonder if you watch... Oh, this is stripped out, too. Sometimes I wonder if you watch them more than once. Yeah, this shit's stripped out, too. Damn. Okay, so, he didn't tell me that shit. They have definitely stripped that shit out. Okay, so we'll have to helicoil that as well. Okay, that's what he's talking about. Our case has cracked here. That's what he meant. Yeah, we're going to have to go ahead and take the chain tensioner out, you guys, so that we can get a closer inspection of this. You know what I can probably do? I can figure out... I can upload this video to the internet and then take the original, cut it down to just the saw stuff, and then merge an intro on the power director thing on my phone that you guys see the watermark on a lot. Okay, our chain tensioner doesn't want to let go. We'll just gently work it, and there we go. We got the top half off. Get our gear out here, hopefully. I like my little make these for crankshaft seals. Okay, this chain tensioner also has an O-ring. I like that. That keeps the grease in. That's kind of cool. That's a new feature. I really like that. It sits on a post. There's not usually a post in here. Good job, STIHL. I've always wondered why these don't sit on a post with some kind of setup like this. Guess what? I think this O-ring should be replaced, and I have one. Thank you, damn it, Bobby. Those didn't fit my oiler yesterday, but... Oh, no, it's the wrong size, damn it, Bobby. But your next size up that I almost grabbed would have this is what my hands do, you guys. This is what people don't understand. That is locked like that in agonizing pain right now. That is agony, and there's nothing I can do about it but take my other hand and slowly work it. Hey, deadliest catch guys, you know what the fuck I'm talking about. You guys call this crab claw. So do I, even though I'm not a crabber, nor never have been. Okay? Bear with me, neighbors. My hands have been doing that a lot lately because of being forced to work on my van AC alone. Okay? It's like I was telling my uncle today, there are so many chores I've been asking him for about 3 to 4 months. I even made him a list because he said if I made him a list, it would help him remember. I put a whiteboard in our dining room, and we made an agreement. We would both look at it every day. And it's been 3 months on a lot of them, and I have mentioned several of them a few times. Okay, I think we're good to go. Yeah, that is tough, you guys. The case is cracked. I think I want to go ahead and try and extract this, and I really feel like I'm going to have to fill this whole thing in with JB Weld, let that cure, and then tap into the JB Weld. I have had to do that before. I don't like doing it with JB Weld, but that's the only way I know in this kind of situation, honestly. I don't know. Can you guys tell me? I'm not a welder. Is this an aluminum or magnesium case? Does anybody know? It feels like it's super light, but they're both light. This chain catch is broke too. First thing we're going to do, I have a special bit here I purchased that's really strong. And, oh, no, I'm sorry. Rob Weaver, did you catch me, neighbor? First thing we're going to do is put this right in the center. This thing is awesome. Okay, you just hold it, pull this bitch up, pew! We'll do that a couple of times. Make sure we stay in our same hole, hold it hard. Okay, and that really does help. I love that thing. Thank you, Rob Weaver, for helping me find what the hell that was called. Okay, and then, yeah, it slipped right off already. This is a mess. It looks like somebody's already tried to fix this. Definitely looks like that. So we will do this a few more times. I'm struggling to get a good. This must be a strong bar stud. Damn. Yes, I know I'm at an angle right now, guys. I know. Okay. I might have to go get a little bit smaller pilot bit here, but the problem is the smaller bits I have aren't quite strong enough for bar studs. But I think I'm going to have to. Let's give it a whirl, guys, okay? Just to hopefully get a pilot going here. Okay. And I am going to start at an angle because of the way this is. There we go. Okay, now that I think I have a good pilot hole, we will go ahead and switch bits here and see if this will work. Boy, guys, just all of my body is in misery. It really is. The slightest movements are killing me right now. But I spent 2 days in bed after the doctor, really 3. And I can't do it no more. It drives me nuts. I can tell you right now, this is a really, really freaking strong metal. This is supposed to eat through anything. And it usually does. Right, Keith? It wants nothing to do with this bar stud. Oh, wow. But now that I've got a little bit of a deeper hole, maybe we can go ahead with low speed. Take our extractor set. You can go ahead and get you a tap out kit. This is an extractor kit. I forget the brand. I am thinking if we start smaller, that one looks broken. It is. Okay, so we'll start with our second smallest non-broken one. Basically, you go this side first, and we are going left thread with this. Okay, you're going in reverse. Okay, we'll put that in there. Okay, whoops. Reverse in a low speed. Yeah, this is some hard metal, this bar stud, boy. Okay, let's see. I like to sometimes, I have to prop things up to hold them better. Let's see if this drill will work on this saw. It works on a lot of saws. Yeah, see that? Don't bring that bullshit. That's some bullshit. That's the New York bullshit. I really need to be able to lean with my other arm. Yeah, that's just not gonna happen, neighbors. Damn, it seems my smaller cheap bit was eating better than the expensive bit on this. I wonder why. Maybe it's my bit getting eaten up and not my bar stud. Okay, but we'll try that again. High speed, our regular bit, going our right threaded bit. Yeah, it does. That's eating it. Okay, this that seemed like it just went hollow. That was odd. Okay, we should be able to get that the rest of the way spun out and then use our other side to attempt extraction. Okay, let's see what the hell happens here. So remember, you're gonna go low speed to the left. Okay, that dropped right in. Might have to go up a size. So again, we're gonna go reverse nice and slow, you guys, nice and slow. Yeah, that's not gonna sink in at all. Nope. That seems hollow. Okay, I'm gonna step up one size. That is number 2, I think. Or is that number 1? Okay, we'll try number 2 here. Try and get my sharpest one. That one looks a little worn. This one looks a little better. Okay. There's not an exact science to this stuff. And that's why these jobs, I don't typically, anymore anyways, charge a set rate for this kind of stuff. It's really by the job. Yeah, nothing will eat this except my cheap bit. That is really weird. Maybe I will have to try the wood screw technique here. Okay, the problem with the wood screw is I can't ever get it without like, yeah, I can't ever get my wood screw. Sometimes it doesn't stay, if that makes sense. Okay, but we'll try it, you guys. Let's give it a whirl. Okay, let's get a T25 set up here. Actually, no, I want to use this bit because nothing, it's weird, nothing is going into this metal except my cheapest bits. That's odd. Let's see, I need a T25. There we go. Okay. And then we will very slowly see if this wood screw will go in and grab. wanting to go crooked. Our case is already damaged, but I don't want to damage it anymore. Yeah, that's not going to go in either. It's going in so crooked. No, it's not going to work. My screw busted off. Damn. See, this is one of these jobs, neighbors, but this is how this type of thing goes. Extractions, tappings. At least for me, sometimes it goes nice and smooth, sometimes it does not. Okay, we'll try again. Damn. Yeah, I'm not going to get into that. Okay, let me think here. Maybe my other bit will now take that out. Where did it go? Here we go. It definitely looks like somebody attempted to extract this already, and that's what I hate. So much of this kind of stuff comes to me after somebody else has fucked it up. This is why I wish I had a drill press. I have no way really to clamp this saw into anything except by the damn handle. And I don't like doing that in this expensive ass saw. Okay, but I'm going to have to. Because it won't hold. We'll see if this will hold it enough for me. I doubt it, but we'll try. Trying to find a good place to grip it. There's not really one. Bear with me, neighbors. I need to make sure I'm not crushing his handle here, but I don't think this will work. I've tried this before. It just doesn't work. It just doesn't work. Try a little bit of a different angle here, though. Maybe that will work. If everything will stop fighting me like it always does. Just silly. I don't know why my life is so hard. It's so silly. It really is. Okay, it's a lot higher than I want it to be, but I had all kinds of different sets out here to hopefully make this job better and easier. But it doesn't look like it's going to be. When I initially looked at this, I thought, okay, that should be pretty standard extraction, even though it's meaty and messy. But I hadn't had the guide plate off. It did look standard extraction to me, however. I did think I would be able to get this with standard processes. I guess not. Yeah, it's just barely doing anything at all. Really just barely doing anything at all. A lot of times that vibration alone can loosen something up for you. Okay, let's see here. Next we will attempt again to drill in an extractor and see if that shall work for us or not. Of course, the bunting's one's in now. Yeah, FYI, you guys, cameras don't stop burglars. Just so you know. Cameras only stop honest people from stealing. I have had my shed shop broken into. Somebody has literally taken off my handle, and then they fucked up by putting it on backwards. Nothing was stolen, that's obvious. However, I think there's been some sabotage by my shitty neighbor across the street. Yeah, neighbors, we're not getting anywhere with this shit. We're not getting anywhere. No, we're not getting into this bitch. We might have to just go ahead and might have to go get a better titanium bit. I don't know. This is a brand new titanium bit though. Damn. It's just not going very good, neighbors. I think my bit is just dulling out, honestly. Okay. Yeah, this thing just won't go. Won't go. I'll be damned. This is my luck, though. This is what happens to me all day long, you guys. Should have been a simple job. Really should have. I buy all the tools and they never work right. It's kind of like I just spent $40 on the kit to inject the dot into my AC system. My uncle was right there. The brand new $40 tool leaks. Brand new. Brand new, never opened. I have that kind of shit luck all the time. So you think your life is shitty? Try living mine a little bit. You couldn't, I promise you. I'm afraid we're not going to get nowhere. I'm going to try something crazy here. If this case wouldn't cracked, I wouldn't be going this aggressive. But this thing is broken and isn't going to hold a bar stud anyways. Titanium bits, you guys. These are titanium. And no, they're not titanium plated. They are full titanium. This is like a $12 damn bit. I don't know from here. When I can't get them, I have problems. I don't have a drill press. Sometimes if I can get a small hole in, I can go ahead and start me a tap and then tap bigger and bigger and bigger until I can get an extractor nice and deep in there. Or a screw. But y'all saw my wood screw just broke. I don't have any self-tapping screws to my knowledge. Not that I think that would be good enough anyways. So, the video is too long. So sorry. That's going to be it. I'll give you an update. Hope you enjoyed the story. Till next time, be kind to one another. Here's my battle, neighbors. I'll continue to share it. This is my luck. This is my life. A simple tap job. A simple tap job. Brand new broken chit. Brand new wrong chit all the time. All the time. Ordered chit that says it fits. Pick up chit from the auto parts store. They tell me fits. Doesn't fit. All the time. 37 years, you guys. You don't have it so bad, so don't think you do.